Hello, all my beautiful people. If you're new to my channel, this is Cleo here, and I'm here with a long special video today. Usually I don't do this, but I'm trying to get in the use and a groove of, creating long and videos. And for our first long video, we are going to be talking about what happened with the wildfires in Maui. Now, this is something that's been surfacing the internet. I know someone who actually was in Hawaii around this time and who got out safely. This is something that is very traumatic to them. And it's a mystery to a lot of people. So we're just going to dive in this crazy mystery. So for all of you who don't know, let me just give a little rundown. It was a hurricane in Maui. According to reports, it was a huge wind, and the wind created a wildfire. It was only one part of the island, which was Maui. A lot of places it was in Hawaii. A lot of places in Hawaii had hurricanes, and it was a wildfire. It was in a little resort, and a lot of people were running away from this. So now, when I looked up wildfires, a lot of folks said something like, obviously in the woods, it has to have a source and fuel. And it has, leaves can create wildfires. There's a lot of little things that create wildfires. But this one's particularly is very, very, very interesting. So we're going to dive into this and see why it's so interesting. So what happened with the wildfires in Maui? What happened? I got the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, the Devil, and the Nine of Swords. Now, these particular cards right here are very, very interesting. You got the Pentacles, and the reason why the Pentacles is very, very important for something like this, particularly, if a lot of you guys don't know, they had wildfires back in California. And which makes this very interesting is wildfires only really happened in rich areas. A lot of people were coming down, buying off those areas, and reasonably, after a while, they end up having wildfires, which is something very interesting. You got the Seven of Swords here with the Devil and the Nine of Swords. The Devil is definitely giving manipulative energy, very manipulative energy, with a Seven of Swords giving backstabbing energy, walking away, stabbing energy. The wildfires in Hawaii is also very interesting because a lot of times when they had long winds, it was never when they had harsh hurricane, it was always rains. It was never fire. And this was something very interesting. If you watch the news, they say this is the deadliest hurricane since the 1900s. Got the exact year, but it's been the deadliest hurricane, the deadliest wildfire in 20, 30 years. And which is very interesting because something like this doesn't happen very often to a lot of people. And it's very interesting because a lot of people also have their conspiracies with the wildfires. A lot of people think that something mysteriously happened to it. Now, the people who are involved in a hurricane have some cheddar cheese, which is why the Pentacles is very important. Obviously, it's a man behind it. I see a man here, someone with childish energy. The Hangman and the Hermit. Now, this is also very interesting. The Hangman, we're looking at the pictures here. Usually this means on pause, but a lot of people's lives were at stake here. This is for entertainment purposes only. Take what I say with a grain of salt, but why is this very interesting? Because no one understands what happened, and a lot of people were hung in this situation. A lot of people have lost their lives during this situation, and the people who live in Maui are not happy with what the police are doing. They feel like they're not doing a lot of work. They feel like they're not helping at all. They feel like they're putting in very little effort. They're not happy with the handling of this case, which is something very interesting. The Hermit I don't know. I feel like this case will end very soon. The looking for the buyers will end very soon. Then I don't know. I get the stinky suspicions that they're probably not gonna find more than 50 people. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong though. Even though this is the most deadliest in history. What happened to Maui? What happened to the wildfires in Maui? Spirit guides and ancestors, what happened to the wildfires in Maui? Nine of Wands. Another very interesting card. This is a fire card. If you guys don't know, this is the Wands, a fire sign. It's a fire card. It's giving someone has to be behind it though, because it's very suspicious. Spirit guides and answers, give me true and accurate answers. What happened to the wildfires in Maui? What happened to the wildfires in Maui? Nine of Swords and Magician. Another manipulative card. These two together is very manipulative, very backstabbing like. It's a card of sneakiness. It's a card of sneakiness. This is something that you guys probably won't find out. They're not going to bring it to the news. It's very, very sneaky. A lot of people don't know. A lot of roads were blocked off during this attack, which could also let people alive. A lot of people were jumping in the water. A lot of people were afraid, which is why this is very interesting, because this situation could have been avoided. No one knows what was the cause of this. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's because of the hurricane, but it's very, 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 very suspicious how this happened in a rich area, a very high prestige area. Is the same thing that happened in California with all the wildfires. A lot of rich people lived around that area. One more card for this deck, spirits. What happened to the wildfires in Maui? What happened to the wildfires in Maui? The Fool, the Chariot. The Fool with the Chariot signifies movement. I feel like this is more so of the people than what actually happened, because a lot of people were afraid. A lot of people were moving. A lot of people were making dumb decisions. A lot of people could have got out of here easier because they were so frantic. They didn't know what to do. Like I said, I knew someone, my mom knew someone who was exactly in attack and made it out safely to the airport. A lot of people had to stay there for 2 days because the airports were shut down because the airplanes couldn't land. So they didn't have no choice but to stick in the airport. A lot of people left their stuff there and just evacuated because they had no choice but to think. A lot of people were sad and a lot of people cried. And with the movement with the horse, it was definitely death approaching. The Fool of the Sun here is giving heaven vibe. A lot of people have lost their lives, families, kids. This was definitely the most detrimental thing in history, and it's still not explained. The police aren't doing what they need to do. A lot of people are mad about handling it. It was other islands who weren't affected by this. Other islands, and there's been a lot of talk that people feel like people were coming over to buy that property and to just buy the property, so they decided to take it into their own hands and just burn that down. And it's a very, I don't want to sound like conspiracy theories, but it's a very interesting situation because no one knows what really happened. Like, it's questions that we have. Why is the wildfire happening in that particular area? This is not the only place where huge hurricanes happen. Hurricanes happen big all over the island, a lot of the islands actually, but this particular area got destroyed. It's a very interesting situation, and this is a very sad situation at that. Spirit guides and ancestors, what happened with the wildfires in Maui? What happened with the wildfire in Maui? Now, these are my love cards, but they also give meanings to other stuff. So, it's giving messed up energy here. What happened with the wildfires in Maui? Wildfires in Maui. What happened with the wildfires in Maui? I definitely feel like someone had to have created this. And the reason why I say this, because when I even looked up wildfires, it said it had to have fuel, a source, and an ignition. Someone had to ignite it. Wind don't just create fires. It's just not possible. Winds don't just create fires. So something had to ignite it. Even with leaves, someone has to do it. A cigarette, smoke, something. Someone had to be behind the wildfires. It's a lot of things that they're not telling us that they don't want us to explain. And because a lot of money and resources is coming into this, a lot of them just want to go about their business. They don't want to have to deal with something of this sort. What happened with the wildfires in Maui? With the wildfires in Maui. With exciting times, I take this as past energy because, mind you guys, this was a resort. A lot of people were traveling from home, came to visit, came to have a fun time. This is something that a lot of people were in relationships too. I see a lot of relationship stuff here. I feel like countless people were involved. This could also mean countless people have died. So I definitely feel like countless people were involved. This is obviously is not a one person thing. This is something that's very odd, very suspicious. So I definitely feel like countless people were involved. Worth the wait. This is something that might come to light not as fast as possible. I feel like a lot of people are going to have to wait to find out what really happened. Like, what really happened? Someone had to set this up. And I can't express to you guys enough. This is a very weird situation. Ancestors, what happened with the wildfires in Maui? Spirit ancestors, me spirit ancestors. I'm getting this feeling like this is from the police more so. After this situation, a lot of people are not going to trust the police. They feel like they're not going to do their job. With the no more second chances, this is how they probably feeling. This is also could be how they're feeling right now, which makes sense because a lot of people are saying that they are sad about how the police is handling this. They can't trust them. A lot of people are disappointed, angry, depressed, not happy about how this went down. Like I said, a lot of people have lost their families. A lot of people split apart, separation. A lot of people are hurt, angry. A lot of kids have been lost. A lot of parents, a lot of kids who are growing up without parents. Instagram, this is something that is going very viral right now. This is going on Instagram, but a lot of people are not talking about it like I thought. A lot of people are not bringing it up. This is not grazing the news as you might think. A lot of people had, a lot of people were involved in this, and I believe that wholeheartedly. A lot of people were involved in this, and this is something that a lot of people don't want you to know. This is a very, very sticky situation. It's very interesting, and a lot of people were having fun. This is another fun card, too. A lot of people were in the midst of their lives when this happened. The police might come out with an apology. The district might come out with an apology here. I see her apologizing about how the case is handled, disappointment, anger, and frustration, a lot of sadness. A lot of people will come out and express how bad they felt about how people's lives were lost. I see a lot of crying as well. You know, a lot of funerals. A lot of people will not be probably coming back to Hawaii either. That's the energy I get. A lot of people is not, like I said, is traumatized by this. A lot of people might not come back to Hawaii after this. Spirit guides and ancestors, 2 more cards. 2 more cards. Spirit guides and ancestors, give me 2 more cards about the case in Hawaii. This is giving me the Heaven card vibes. I get the feeling that a lot of people are content about leaving this earth so soon. A lot of people are not, but a lot of people was ready to go. You know, it's kind of like they were suffering. So a lot of people were suffering in a lot of ways, and they were sad. So this is something that was really heart-wrenching. You know, if you watch the videos and you see how bad that fire was, it was coming at them full speed. A lot of people had nothing to do but to drop their stuff and go. It was coming at them full speed. And this is something that was very heart-wrenching. It was very sad, heartbreaking, depressing. It was all those things. And I'm going to get 1 more card from this one because they most likely tell you. Relocating. Yeah, a lot of people are going to probably move after this happened. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are traumatized. A lot of people are not going to stay in a situation like this. And which is funny because I said a lot of people were traveling and moving. It's funny the relocating card came out because my ancestors told me just pick 1 more card and you got relocating. A lot of people are going to move out of state. Out of that state. A lot of people are going to move out of that country. Hawaii, a lot of people are not going to stay there. A lot of people are traumatized. A lot of people are going to need a lot of time to heal. And it's still people who haven't been found yet. It's still people who haven't found. They are still looking. They're still looking. They're not doing a good enough job. It's a lot of tampering with evidence that could be on purpose, though. Because you only believe what they tell you. You know, believe it or not, the government controls are watching. They control what we see. They control what we hear. They control what we listen to. They control how we listen to it. If they don't want us to see anything, all they can do is just delete everything off the internet and we will never hear about it or see about it again. They can control what goes in our Google. You're going to believe what the cops say. So if they say it was no more than 60 bodies, you're going to believe that because it's the police. It's the government. Although we know our government can be very sneaky. Although we know our government can be very sneaky, we have nothing else to believe. You know, they are the people that we look up to. We have nothing else. So if we have nothing else, what we going to do? We just going to listen to what they say because what else are we going to listen to? We have nothing else, you know? Spirit guides and ancestors. Oop. Already came out. Let me see if that pop out again. Spirit guides and ancestors. What happened with the wildfires in Maui? Let go. A lot of people are passing on to the other side. Intuition. The red flags you ignore will come back to bite you later. Remember I said this is a very interesting situation. A lot of people are not paying to the signs. What's the meaning behind this? What really happened? Challenges. A lot of people, you see a person pushing a boulder. A lot of people had to push their way out of there. Like I said, you guys, very interesting, very challenging. Spirit guides and ancestors, what happened with the wildfires in Maui? This is my first reading to you guys. I'm doing this with y'all. What happened to the wildfires in Maui? Spirit guides and ancestors, give me sure I get answers. What happened with the wildfires in Maui? It's to make sure accurate answers. What happened to the wildfires in Maui? So wildfires in Maui. Another air sign. Another air sign. The guys, the last one was an air sign. Very childish. Confirm yes, which means sneaky. Sneaky. Someone was being very sneaky. This right here could just confirm my answer, if nothing else. Someone's being very sneaky. Is something more behind this? What happened to the wildfires in Maui? Spirit guides, the ancestors. What happened to the wildfires in Maui? Pets here. Let me see if that pop out again because that came out too fast. What happened to the wildfires in Maui? Ooh, spy. This could be a government card too. Spy, because the government is sneaking on us through our phones. And a lot of people didn't know about that until a guy, you know, brought this out to the internet. Like, hey, you know, they're looking at us through our phones. And people didn't know that. People didn't believe that. And now look. Patience. Just a few more months. Yeah, it might take, like I said, it might take a little bit more time to come out. Or here. It said, just give it a few more months. Patience. Another patience card. Some people might have been having sex too when this happened. Spirit guides and ancestors. Give me 3 more cards. Give me 3 more cards. What happened with the wildfires for Maui? So what happened with the wildfires in Maui? Ooh. Water sign may have been involved. This is very interesting. A water sign might be involved, but remember I said it has something to do with money. Someone buying things. I got gambling. Finances. Figuring things out. This could be figuring out where to live. I got gambling and finances here, which is very interesting. Like I said, a lot of people had conspiracies about people, you know, buying the property and this having to do with money. With a gambling card, if nothing else, I feel like this proved my point. Someone's mowing their grass. Messing up my little video. But this definitely had to do with something. I totally agree with the money part. This has something to do with something, you know? And the sooner they tell us the truth, the better it'll be for all of us. Spirit guides and ancestors. Oop. Already came out. Let me see if that pop out again. Spirit guides and ancestors. What happened with the wildfires in Maui? Let go. A lot of people are passing on to the other side. Intuition. The red flags you ignore will come back to bite you later. Remember I said this is a very interesting situation. A lot of people are not paying to the signs. What's the meaning behind this? What really happened? Challenges. A lot of people, you see a person pushing a boulder. A lot of people had to push their way out of there. Like I say, you guys, very interesting, very challenging. Spirit guides and ancestors, what happened with the wildfires in Maui? This is my first reading to you guys. I'm doing this with y'all. What happened to the wildfires in Maui? Spirit guides and ancestors, give me sure I get answers. What happened with the wildfires in Maui? Yes, give me sure accurate answers. What happened to the wildfires in Maui? So wildfires in Maui. Another air sign. Another air sign. The guys, the last one was an air sign. Very childish. Confirm yes, which means sneaky. Sneaky. Someone was being very sneaky. This right here could just confirm my answer, if nothing else. Someone's being very sneaky. Is something more behind this? What happened to the wildfires in Maui? Spirit guides and ancestors, what happened to the wildfires in Maui? Pets here. Let me see if that pop out again because that came out too fast. What happened to the wildfires in Maui? Ooh, spy. This could be a government card too. Spy, because the government is sneaking on us through our phones. And a lot of people didn't know about that until a guy, you know, brought this out to the internet. Like, hey, you know, they're looking at us through our phones. And people didn't know that. People didn't believe that. And now look. Patience. Just a few more months. Yeah, it might take, like I said, it might take a little bit more time to come out. Or here, it said, just give it a few more months. Patience. Another patience card. Some people might have been having sex too when this happened. Spirit guides and ancestors, give me 3 more cards. Give me 3 more cards. What happened with the wildfires for Maui? What happened with the wildfires in Maui? Ooh. Water sign may have been involved. This is very interesting. A water sign might be involved, but remember I said it has something to do with money. Someone buying things. I got gambling. Finances. Figuring things out. This could be figuring out where to live. I got gambling and finances here, which is very interesting. Like I said, a lot of people had conspiracies about people, you know, buying the property and this having to do with money. With a gambling card, if nothing else, I feel like this proved my point. Someone's mowing their grass. Messing up my little video. But this definitely had to do with something. I totally agree with the money part. This has something to do with something, you know? And the sooner they tell us the truth, the better it'll be for all of us.